Well, the Independent Commission Against Corruption has now claimed 2 MPs who've had to quit the Parliament. There are other MPs on the sidelines. There are 2 ministers who've been stood down. A premier's been brought down. Where does it end? We've had horrific corruption from the previous Labor government. So how do you clean New South Wales up? How do you ensure that MPs are squeaky clean?
Where do you start? I mean, where do you start? We've been compiling a list this year, haven't we, of the stupidest people of the year. We've been keeping a long list. Well, the nominations are now spilling out of the studio and out the door. But the latest example that we saw at ICAC yesterday where, first of all, lying to ICAC about a $10,000 donation from a property developer, and then trying to think that you can get away with having a discussion about your evidence a couple of days beforehand, not even aware that ICAC use sophisticated listening devices. Well, we think. That's what we think, don't we?
Yeah, look, and there are people who are shaming themselves by saying, oh, well, developers shouldn't be banned from making donations, and that's a completely different argument. The fact is the law of the land says you don't do this, and these people did do this. And you then look at the potential, for instance, to say, okay, well, why don't we ban political advertising, which is completely useless.
Yes,
does
please.
nothing for the democratic process. It does, of course, give us plenty of money. We're the only beneficiaries. But that's what implicit in that is saying these people can't be trusted to stick to the law. So do we put lie detectors on them at every election campaign?
I mean, the problem is ICAC in the last, 6 months or so, has been squirreling away, investigating these latest rounds of accusations of corruption. They thought they were going to sort of dig under the surface and expose a bit of dirt. What they've actually found is this large cancerous tumour at the heart of New South Wales politics. And I think they're just going to have to completely recast the way that we do politics in this state, because frankly, who else is ever going to believe a politician again?
Well, and we've got independents. I think are going to do very well at the next poll. You had Cathy McGowan and Indi in Victoria did very well. We've had some very credible independents, people like John Hatton, legends of New South Wales, who were people who drove a lot of the corruption debates. Maybe we should run because, if we're looking for people who are squeaky clean, maybe we should run because there's certainly no history in radio of people taking money on the side, is there? Oh.
No, well, none at all.
No.
Well, let's think about that.
Actually, think about that. Yeah.